Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. This one here is about the cult of hatred against Donald Trump. Assassination suspect plotted for weeks. The shooter who rushed into the White House Correspondents' Dinner armed with firearms and knives is charged with attempting to assassinate the President of the United States. Federal investigators say he spent weeks planning the attack. It's the third assassination attempt against President Trump in 2 years. Investigators say Cole Thomas Allen booked a room at the Washington Hilton on April 6th, nearly 3 weeks before the Correspondents' Dinner. Then travelled by train from California to Washington, D.C. by way of Chicago. On April 24th, he arrived in Washington, D.C. at approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon and checked into the Washington Hilton, said Todd Blanche, acting U.S. Attorney General. The following evening, around 8:40, the 31-year-old rushed past the security barricade, attempting to reach the ballroom where the president, journalists, and hundreds of guests were gathered. There are weapons that the defendant had on his person, Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney, showed the press on Monday. You can see that's a 12-gauge pump action Mosenberg shotgun. It's a 38 semi-automatic. He had at least 3 knives and all kinds of paraphernalia. Secret Service agents quickly moved in and stopped him. One Secret Service officer was shot in the chest but was wearing a ballistic vest that worked, said Blanche. This heroic officer who had fired 5 times at Allen, who was not shot but fell to the ground and was promptly arrested. Prosecutors say Allen vowed to go after officials in the Trump administration. He's been charged with attempting to kill the president as well as multiple weapons charges. Prosecutors are signaling that more charges will follow. Make no mistake, this was an attempted assassination on the President of the United States, with the defendant making clear what his intent was, and that intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could, said Janine Pirro. The White House says security protocols ultimately worked, but questions remain about how the suspect got so close to the event. We're always monitoring operations and procedures, always asking the tough questions to ensure that the president is safe, said White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Leavitt, who was seated near the president on Saturday, accused Democrats of fueling a cult of hatred against Trump. The political violence stems from a systemic demonization of him and his supporters by commentators, yes, by elected members of the Democrat Party, and even some in the media, asserted Leavitt. Democrats quickly pushed back. This so-called White House press secretary wants to lecture America and lecture us about civility, said Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat House Minority Leader. Get lost, clean up your own house before you have anything to say to us about the language that we use. This is just a symptom of a greater problem in the Democratic Party. They call for Trump's death, left, right, and centre. Jimmy Kimmel even made a joke about Melania Trump looking beautiful as she gets ready to be a widow. And Rosie O'Donnell, the nutcase, who moved to Dublin so that she wouldn't be in the same country as Donald Trump, but moved back when she lost her values. Um, but this is the third assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and clearly God is protecting that man for some reason. Only time will tell what that reason is, and if Donald Trump has been brought to the kingdom for such a time as this. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.